All right, guys, thanks to Doug Sewell with Sewell Motor Coach. I've had quite an adventurous week. He asked me to drive his 2019 Jayco Greyhawk from my shop all the way to Kentucky for him, which I was glad to do. But why am I standing here in the middle of a rest area next to Fort Bridger, Wyoming, kind of in the middle of nowhere? Because instead of just taking the flight out of Lexington like I had planned on doing, just dropping off a coach.
You have a good ride?
Had a great ride. Good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
So I'm just going to have a great time with that one.
You're going to have an even better ride back on the way back.
He asked me if I could drive this 2002 Liberty coach from his dealership to Wyoming.
Let me go grab the keys.
Oh, it is an exceptionally clean 2002 Liberty, elegant lady. He wanted me to do a test drive from his shop in Kentucky all the way to Wyoming, do a shakedown cruise of it, make sure everything was good for the potential new owner, and then meet the owner here in Wyoming and check their trade-in and make sure their trade-in was as good as they said it was. And I don't think anybody's gonna say no to that, especially me. I'm only minutes away from the new owner showing up, so I don't have a lot of time to go through the entire coach with you. I will try to do a tour with it, but what I thought would be interesting was that it's the first time I've taken a Prevost bus conversion across country on a trip like this, and I thought I might want to point out the things that I really enjoyed about it, and maybe a few things that I was surprised about. But you gotta know we gotta get on the roof of this if we're never gonna see this one again, right? So this 2002 Liberty Elegant Lady is on a Prevost XL2 chassis. So just like every other Prevost, it is a monocoque construction, and the roof is part of the actual structure. It is a metal roof for the full body of the roof itself with fiberglass front and rear caps. And man, this paint looks really good back here. So you can see where the fiberglass rear cap meets the metal roof. It is riveted down onto the framing. Looks pristine. If we look over the side here, clearance lights all look good. How is this clean for 2002? Just a radio antenna for the bedroom radio. This one does have zipped window awnings on it, and you can see they put an awning track so the awning can be received into it. But all of this is going to be part of the bus structure itself. And man, that paint looks really good. There's really nothing even to look at up here. These zipped awnings are usually pretty robust. They work just like a normal Carefree or Dometic window awning. There's just a strap right there to pull it down and lock it into place. I mean, look at this paint. It looks so good. It's had to have been either kept inside or repainted. Now the body of the roof back here, there's really nothing to look at. Those are again just rivet points that would have come from Prevost itself when the factory put this together. Look over on this side, I'm not seeing any issues over here either. Oh, and one thing I will point out, there's no roof ACs up here. So that means there's at least 4 extra holes that we don't have to worry about. There's no condensate drain holes that are going through the roof or the ceiling because this has 4 cruise airs in it. See, this is a fantastic vent. We always want to check these on anything that's got a little bit of a radius to it because these do tend to crack at the bases, but I don't see anything wrong with these. That looks really good. So that was the first opening in the roof here. This sewer vent, Tiffin's pretty fat. Tiffin uses this vent too. It's got a built-in siphon to it to kind of help exhaust the sewer gases out of here. Man, this roof is so solid. It's not buckling. This fantastic vent. Not seeing an issue there. So we're looking pretty good up here. That's not a crack. That was just a tail from sealant. Man, look at this paint. This paint is gorgeous. Got another sewer vent. I'm not seeing an issue right here. I don't know why somebody painted it white, because it does feel like a silicone over it. Yeah, somebody just decided they needed to paint the silicone white. It's not doing anything. These are those problematic Braun TV antennas. Looks like it's probably at the end of its life, but it still works in the down position. I'm not seeing anything wrong with it. And this should be the dryer vent. Again, somebody painted the sealant. So I thought it was going to be auto body seam sealer, but it's more of a silicone based sealant, but I'm not seeing anything wrong with it. And then this great big huge patio awning. Now this is a Zipty Air electric patio awning. These I would definitely recommend before you purchase a bus that has a Zipty Air electric patio awning on it, to either verify that it works or doesn't work, and talk to the dealer to find out if they're going to fix it or not. If it works, it's a pretty nice little unit. If it doesn't work, it can be quite difficult to service it, get parts for it, and most people just go ahead and take it off and put a manual Zipty awning on in its place. Trying to put a box awning on the top of the roof is a pretty big expense, because you'll have to put the box awning on here, decide if you want to put a rear patio awning on, and then because it'll look weird, there's a hump on the top of the roof, you have to add caps to the fiberglass at the front and the back, and then it'll look lopsided if you just have one side like that and not the other side. So you have to decide if you want to put two more or just put the valance panels down. So most people just go for the one option that makes sense and just change that out to a manual awning. This awning works just fine. It's just something to be aware of. So we move past here, we'll find the wind sensor. Look at that, that wind sensor's intact. What are the chances? I don't think it's the original one based on what I'm seeing over here, but it sure does look good. This would have been Track Vision from KVH. It's a very obsolete satellite dish now. As you can see, they manufactured a custom base for it. That's pretty impressive. Usually it should just be feet and tabs, but because it's got a good, but because the roof does have something of a crown on it, they didn't want to use that. Well, unfortunately, I had to change locations here. We're now in Vegas. Get you set up on a tripod there. So unfortunately, the new owner showed up right as I was finishing up the roof inspection. But where were we? The front cap. Again, this is the fiberglass front cap. This seal. I'm not even sure how vital this Dicor sealant is up here, but they did go ahead and add some to it. We will walk it. It is pop riveted down into the frame, and Prevost would have done that when it was a bus. So everything looks really good there. Again, they added paint to the sealant for some reason, but as we've learned, nothing sticks to silicone except silicone maybe. And we'll go ahead and peer over the side. Clearance light is good. Clearance light is good. Windshield is not falling out. Gaskets are good. Look at this. We have pretty interesting looking cable entry port here. I'm not sure I would have chose that method, but I guess what works, it works. I'm gonna guess GPS antenna, XM radio antenna. I'll take a look on this side. I think this looks really good. And this is glass. It's not fiberglass. These are actually glass panels. Man, that looks really good. Other than that, this air horn, that air horn looks good. The searchlight actually has controls for it in the dash, and it works. And that looks really good. So there it was, guys. Guess I didn't note that some antenna has been removed at some point. It might have been a cell phone antenna or CB antenna. But other than that, this thing looks gorgeous and in wonderful condition. But at any rate, let's get down on the ground and talk about what's going on. Unfortunately, the trade-in just did not work out as was planned, so I went ahead and I drove the 2002 Liberty Elegant Lady all the way here to Las Vegas. And then I get to end this trip with my daughter picking me up from Las Vegas. This Elegant Lady is pretty dirty now, and so we just got Glory Detailing. He's gonna go ahead and clean it up for us. So all that aside, what did I learn about driving a bus compared to normal Class A's? Well, first and foremost is the most obvious. I drive a Prius, so I don't get any respect driving down the road, and I get cut off quite a bit. In this bus, you get lots of respect. Either people don't know who you are and they just assume you're important, or they just respect the size of your vehicle and they give you lots of room. Probably number one reason to get a bus conversion compared to a standard Class A or fiberglass production coach is that you really are basically floating down the road. Now, I know it sounds like you don't have control, but it's the opposite. You're in good contact with the road. You feel the road just fine. The steering wheel, but you don't feel the bumps. It's almost like you're on a luxury passenger train and you're riding like a cloud. So you're floating, but you're not out of control. You're completely in control. And on that note, most diesel pushers and Class A gas units, especially if you don't have a tag axle, you get pushed around pretty well by both the wind and by semi-trucks as you're passing them. So when you're passing a semi-truck, you'll feel it kind of push the front end out of the way, and as you're going past it, you'll kind of feel the back end kind of get sucked into it. And a lot of times you just feel like you're completely out of control. You start acting a little bit squirrely, where like you feel like the box is going down the road crooked and you don't have any control whatsoever. And I never felt like I was ever out of control in this bus. That's even true on some production Class A diesel pushers with a tag axle. Never an issue on this one. So that's why probably the #1 reason I would recommend a Prevost bus conversion over a Class A motorhome. These really do ride exceptionally nice. So I didn't find maneuvering to be incredibly difficult. In fact, it was almost like these things are meant to be maneuvered on roads really easily, almost professionally. The most popular reason I get on my comments is that, again, this is a commercial passenger vehicle. It's monocoque construction, that tubular construction, which is why these things are so nice and so rugged, means they are exceptionally safe in an accident. So if you were to get hit head on, right on, or even somehow magically roll over, you have a lot of protection in this that you're not going to get in most fiberglass RVs. Even the semi-monocoque construction of Monacos, country coaches, still a lot of foam. This is a stainless steel superstructure on this. You got safety. So if you need one reason to be convinced, I think that's probably the best reason. Now for me, I've driven a lot of Class A units, both gas and diesel. But my second favorite reason is that no matter the build quality of any of the production Class A diesel units out there, especially the gas units, there is always squeaks and rattles. They have a lot of plastic in them, they have a lot of trim, even a lot of that trim is put on with brad nails, and there's a lot of squeaking and rattling driving down the road. Also driving down the road, I did not have any wind noise. These entry doors are big, they're rugged, they're heavy, and they have an extra lock on them to reduce all wind noises. A lot of coaches, you'll hear a lot of wind noise coming from the window here, around the driver, especially around the mirrors on the outside. There's a lot of whistling and a lot of wind noise. It's nondescript, you can't ever pinpoint where the wind noise is coming from, but that's not an issue on this. And I think it also helps that when these when the bus shells are converted, they completely encapsulate the inside of them with the spray foam. So that reduces a lot of noise, rattles, and it just makes the whole thing feel very, very solid. And that was my favorite feature. You do not get that on any Class A diesel motorhome on the market that I know of. But those are the reasons that I came up with for trying to convince yourself or somebody else why to get a bus conversion as opposed to a diesel pusher. I'm not on the sales side of it. These also do tend to hold their value a little bit more. So after 20 years, this thing is still worth in excess of $250,000, whereas even the nicest King Air out there probably won't be worth $250,000 in 20 years. And if those reasons aren't enough for you, there's still this one. Everybody loves a train whistle. But those were kind of my list of things I put together about why to buy a bus conversion as opposed to a motorhome. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of this thing really, really fast, because we got glory detailing, cleaning up the outside of this, working really hard, and I don't want it to get too noisy inside. Come up the stairs here, you'll notice the wood plank flooring that's been installed at a kind of dramatic angle. What I like best about this coach is there's no slide outs, and the decor for 2002 is timeless. Even though I think Doug did say he upgraded all the cabinetries, so with the new wood grain veneer on it, it looks timeless. Like, the only thing that I think probably dates it a little bit is just going to be that palm tree fabric on the sofa. But other than that, wow, just absolutely good choices with everything they did. The passenger and the driver's seat is leather. It is in good condition, especially for 2002. The driver's seat is an air ride seat that really did make driving this even more wonderful. So already you're driving on a cloud, and then you have a cloud on another cloud. Don't feel anything on that. This has automatic air leveling. The dash was laid out really well. I like being able to control all the functions from the dash right there. Even though I'm not a big fan of power shades, it was really nice being able to operate the shades from the dash like that, and of course operating the 4 cruise airs from the dash was really nice too, including starting the generator. Again, it has a really nice built-up Corian countertop. We have a Corian desk right here for the recliner. That ottoman can be moved wherever you'd like it to be. This is just going to be a printer bay down there with your all-important VCR and Bose surround sound lifestyle radio. It is all integrated and built in up there. This is a massive, almost king size in length sofa. It does turn into a bed, but it's a leather bottom and a fabric top. Again, like I said, all the shades are going to be power shades. I'll go ahead and open those a little bit there. Also has the Crestron system in here. Signature to Liberty Elegant Ladies is going to be their dramatic countertops. You can see the buildup of that Corian countertop exists here too, with a really nice stone backsplash. And I didn't mention, this thing does have bus air, and that bus air was cold. And the bus air is going to come, it's driven by the engine itself, and it will come out of the windows, front to back, through those grills, all the way to the bedroom. And then the galley countertop right here. You have a great big huge single basin sink, which I do like. It's very deep. The one single handle faucet with a drinking faucet over there. But I think Liberty coaches do the countertops the best of all the bus converters. There's no dishwasher here, but there is a trash compactor, which is something of a selling point. A lot of people do like having a trash compactor. And this J-Lounge dinette booth, it's designed because there is no slide out on this side to collapse out of the way. So we can just go to back and hit galley slide table, and so it'll move out. So when you're living in it and back in when you're driving down the road. All the cabinetry has all been upgraded to this wood grain veneer on it. There's going to be one more cruise air there and another one right here. The controls for there is going to be located in the control panel right here from Liberty Coach. This is kind of how they operate. These are just going to be the 110 circuit breakers. Make sure I have the water pump turned off. Those are the cruise air controllers and the monitor panels. I did just dump the tanks, so we're looking good there. And it's not important to know, but you can dim these lights on a Liberty Coach. Across from there, we're going to find the 2-burner electric stovetop. This is a Gaggenau stove. And I like how they do hide the shameful convection oven microwave for some reason. But it is a Sharp carousel convection oven microwave. Sure, Doug already did a pretty substantial video on this coach, so I'm going to try to rush through it as fast as I can. But hidden right here is the freezer. So it's a 2-drawer Sub-Zero freezer with a freezer down below too, because over here is a refrigerator, and the refrigerator is a Sub-Zero refrigerator. And one thing you don't normally see is a refrigerator drawer down below it. So it's pretty rare to see on a bus conversion. Through here I can operate the galley door through that panel. It'll open up to the bathroom, which might be the coolest part of the bus. Now you can see the stone tile carries on all the way through the bathroom area right there. Now you can operate the galley pocket door from here. Hello. Now there's a really good size corner shower here. Has a stone tile shower pan, stone on the walls itself, and then a really nice bench seat right here. It's very substantial. It's made out of Corian. Has a little bit of a pitch on it, so water doesn't stay on it. And it also has a pitch in the shower pan right to the shower drain. And we did see on the roof it does have a fantastic vent. I don't think we really need to do it, but it's probably about a 6-inch step up right here. All right, I'm 6 foot. That was close. I didn't have to duck down, but of course, obviously to step out, I will. But I did take 2 showers in it, and there's ample room, and it's a good shower. The water's hot, too. I think what I really liked about this coach is how much closet space there is in it. We have this closet right there with the closet rod. Here we'll see the additional closet. Double wardrobe in here. Again, kind of a full-length closet. It does have a built-in dresser and hamper that pulls out for dirty clothes. And of course, speaking of dirty clothes, this does have a washer and dryer. And in one of the videos that Doug did do, he found the washer and dryer for me. Push the air pocket door right there. They've conveniently located it behind this pocket door. That's the ingenious thing of working with the floor plan without a slide out. It makes you have to manage space really well. But look at that. Washer on the bottom, dryer on top. It's a 220 dryer, so it dries really well too. And then here you might get a better look at the wood grain that they went ahead and upgraded all the cabinets in. This is one of the vanity sinks. It has that Corian countertop with a big buildup on it here. A mirror right there, a medicine cabinet right above. And across from that, I did open up the door. You'll find the Headhunter Royal Flush porcelain toilet. Absolutely the best toilets on the RV industry. That flush is unparalleled. Not a macerating toilet. There's no moving parts on it. It just uses water pressure with a jet of water and siphon to get everything into the tank. And right in here you should be able to see the bus air vent in the bathroom there too. And this is almost like a quilted leather wall paneling. Kind of reminds me of the Millennium Falcon a little bit. It has one more medicine cabinet in here and a third one. So that's 3 medicine cabinets. Another vanity just strictly for the water closet here. Same countertop, no backsplash in there. It's just got that wood grain for a little bit of contrast. Right here is going to be the bedroom. We'll access that through that pocket door. There are no slide outs on this bus conversion, which I think is an incredible selling point because you don't have any mechanical problems, no water leaks problems. And with the right floor plan, it's even more useful because you don't have to worry about setting up or tearing down every time you move the coach. In fact, if you were to drive from Kentucky to Las Vegas, you just park the coach, put auto level, and then you're already useful. You don't have to do any sort of setup or tear down. It was really nice. Here we'll see where the stone tile meets that wooden floor again at the dramatic angle. Really big windows in here. Did I forget to mention that big windows are an incredible selling point on a bus conversion too? I mean, the visibility out of all of these side windows, you can't beat that compared to a normal RV. A lot of Class A gas and diesel motorhomes have very little visibility out the windows, and that's not an issue with these. You can actually see all the way around you, especially at the front. Just incredible visibility driving down the road, even looking behind you from the driver's seat. Again, you can see that bus air that comes out the vents right here. They did add on this window sill, on the windowsill, it is that Corian countertop material again. From the bed, you can operate all the controls again, which is a really nice feature again if you're laying in bed and you want to turn all the lights on or off, or even open up and close the pocket doors. So this is what's known in the industry as a north-south bed. That means the bed runs parallel to the bus itself. Really nice walking around area right there. This bed does lift up for storage underneath. It has great TV viewing, perfect TV viewing. Now, of course, this TV and the front TV right there have already been upgraded to nice modern TVs with Roku's built into them too. Or vanity right here that you can set up the bed and take a look at. Hello. And even that dramatic countertop edge right there, instead of going all the way across with it, they dropped it down to give a little bit more useful countertop space to differentiate. Even these are little cubby holes that they have found space on. And of course we'll get over here to my favorite part, which is going to be the intercom. You can look outside at the front door. I told you never to call me here. And the rear cruise air is going to be located, the air jumps out right there through this mirrored ceiling. This is a soft padded material up here. And this area gets really, really cool really fast. Remember I told you had a lot of closet space. On either side you're going to have a hanging closet space and hanging closet space again. Does have power shades in the bedroom. Lot better. Much better. But that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this very, very quick, almost laughable tour of this 2002 Liberty Elegant Lady on a Prevost XL2 chassis. If you have any questions or any interest in it, just go to SewellMotorCoach.com and Doug will be happy to answer it for you. I still have to close this up so that it's safe until Doug comes and picks it up. But thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'm gonna go home. That was an incredibly fast adventure from Kentucky to Wyoming to Las Vegas. I'm kind of tired, I'm kind of exhausted. Now this is the same Jayhawk, this is the same Greyhawk. Now this is the same Greyhawk that we picked. This is an exceptionally clean 2002. This is an exceptionally clean, this is an exceptionally clean do a shakedown cruise, do a shakedown tour, do a shakedown cruise of it. This is the first time I've driven a Prevost across country, or any real cross. This is the first time I've taken a Prevost. This is the first time I've taken a Prevost coach. This is the first time I've taken a. That's just going to be a bedroom. That's just a bedroom. That's just a bedroom. That's just an antenna for the. That's just an antenna for the bedroom. My phone. My most favorite reason, is, and especially around the wind, especially around the mirror. But I did run. Very similar to most, so this is going to be the I'm exhausted.